Hello everybody, I hope you are all doing well. This video is a follow-up from my previous video, How to Draw Deer in Pencil, where I discussed how I approach drawing deer and animal drawing in general. This follow-up part 2 video will be more focused on a gesture drawing approach. Gesture drawing is a technique used in art to capture the essence of a subject's movement and energy in a quick and spontaneous manner. It involves using quick, loose lines to sketch the basic forms and movements of the subject, rather than focusing on details or realism. Animal gesture drawing is the same technique applied specifically to animals as a subject. It is a way for artists to capture the unique movements and physical characteristics of different animals, and to convey their natural energy and personality. By practicing animal gesture drawing, artists can improve their ability to draw animals realistically and dynamically, and develop a better understanding of animal anatomy and movements. Gesture drawings can be completed in as little as a few seconds, all the way up to about 15 to 20 minutes. For this particular demonstration, I'm going to focus on one longer gesture drawing of a deer. I just use one already sharpened pencil for the gesture sketch, but feel free to use charcoal pencil or stick or a coloured pencil if you're following along. If you are following along, I recommend you get a photo to draw from. Just look it up online, a picture of a deer, anyone will do, and you can practice as you hear me speak. At first, I ghost over my sketchbook page, which is to draw the line of action in the air a few times back and forth until I commit to making the mark on the sketchbook. This also helps to warm up slightly for the drawing if you hadn't done previously. As in my previous video, the first few marks I aim to put down are the initial line of action, or the line that represents the energy or flow of the animal and the direction it's moving in, followed by 3 main oval shapes which make up the most important parts of the pose. The line of action is usually the same flowing line of the spine, but often exaggerated to make the pose seem more interesting and dynamic. In this particular pose of the deer is jumping through the air, and we have a view from behind, but also at an angle which allows us to see the different parts of the body of the deer and how they overlap and foreshorten in space. After drawing in the 3 main shapes of the body, I then begin to lightly sketch in the legs and the direction and movement of the tail. As you can see, I'm holding my pencil in this overhand grip again, which allows for greater control of broader and larger strokes, using the movement of my shoulder and elbow instead of my wrists. After a few minutes of sketching in these shapes, I continue on to further define the foreshortened shapes and anatomy of the deer. I continue to do this in a loose, broad stroke manner, pressing down lightly in most areas and then applying more pressure as my sketch develops to add variation in line weight. As I outlined in the previous video, this of course helps to communicate depth within a drawing and gesture sketch, communicating which shapes are closer or further away from the viewer. If you are unsure of how to go about this, I recommend you attend a local life drawing class. It will help you to grasp many areas of gesture drawing naturally as you progress, and you will begin to feel where you should put a softer or harder line down on the page. The main trick I have found is to vary up how and where I hold my pencil. I've noticed many artists from live drawing sessions I have attended tend to hold their pencil in the writing position, which is good for fine details only. For the entire gesture sketch, this is a big mistake, as you have far less range and control drawing in this way when trying to draw large, sweeping strokes across your page. Part of the enjoyment of gesture drawing is the free flowing lines. Allow them to gently glide across the page, dictated by the light grip of the pencil and from the movement of your shoulder and wrists. How much detail you apply on a life drawing or a gesture drawing is completely up to you, and the amount of time you have to execute a drawing. If you are drawing animals in a zoo, out in the wild, or pets in a public place, you can be certain that you will not get the luxury of a 10-minute gesture sketch. Instead, you must observe intelligently and make the few marks that best represent the life and action of your subject that you can. Live drawing lessons with people are more forgiving, of course, as you tend to have a range of poses, both long and short, to work from, and the experienced live model usually can keep still throughout. Drawing the human figure from life, along with quick gesture drawings, are just as helpful as a form of practice, as is gesture drawing animals. Of course, drawing animals will be the best practice, but it's not always practical, and you are likely going to be limited to what you can draw. For better understanding of deer anatomy and poses, as I suggested in previous videos, you can build up a reference library of images to work from, either from websites such as Pinterest or from saving photos online and putting them in your own folders to view individually or to make a photo reference board with. When practicing deer gesture drawing, it's important to focus on capturing the unique movement and energy of these animals. This means paying close attention to their body language, as it can give you important clues about their personality and temperament. For example, if you're drawing a deer that's running, pay attention to the angle of its legs and the position of its head and ears. This can help you convey the sense of motion and speed in your sketch. On the other hand, if you're drawing a deer that's standing still, pay attention to the way it holds its body and the expression on its face. This can help you convey its mood and personality. By paying attention to these details and trying to convey the deer's personality through your sketches, you can create drawings that feel alive and dynamic. This is the essence of gesture drawing, capturing the energy and spirit of a subject in a spontaneous and expressive way. In summary, the goal of deer gesture drawing is not to create the perfect or realistic representation of a deer, but to capture the essence of its movement, energy, and personality. By paying attention to the details of its body language and using quick, loose strokes to convey these details in your sketch, you can create drawings that feel alive and full of character. Practice is crucial when it comes to mastering deer gesture drawing. Just like any other skill, the more you practice, the better you'll become at capturing the unique movements and personalities of these animals. By practicing regularly, you can develop a better understanding of deer anatomy and movements, allowing you to create more accurate and expressive sketches. You'll also become more confident in your drawing abilities, which will help you take risks and experiment with different techniques and styles. It's important to remember that practice doesn't have to be a chore. You can make it fun by taking your sketchbook with you on hikes or nature walks and observing deer in their natural habitats. You can also challenge yourself by setting goals such as trying to capture the personality of a deer in just a few quick strokes, or experimenting with different materials and techniques. The key is to practice regularly and be patient with yourself. It's normal to make mistakes and struggle with certain aspects of deer gesture drawing, but with time and effort, you can overcome these challenges and develop your skills. That's it for this video. I hope you found some value in it. Please do let me know in the comments if you have any video suggestions. Your feedback is always welcome. I'll let the rest of the video of the drawing play with the background music until the end if you'd like to watch it. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time.